My mouth flung wide open. Huh? What? All of this is over my head. Break it down in layman's terms. Yes, sorry. He cleared his throat once again. Well, Miraplex is usually prescribed to people who have been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. It's supposed to help them with their twitches because their nervous system is failing, but sometimes it's used for people with restless leg syndrome. However, the drug is currently under major investigation by the FDA because it can cause the growth of these types of tumors you're experiencing right now. Also, a lot of patients who are prescribing this drug end up, they end up developing hypersexuality. I'm confused. Please, just get to the goddamn point. You done made me mad. This may seem like an inappropriate question, but have you been sexually promiscuous since you started taking these drugs? I didn't know what to say. It's okay. I'm sorry I asked, but if you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer. But if you may, let's run these necessary blood tests so we can clear you. Then my recommendation is that we switch you to another medication for your restless leg syndrome as soon as possible. My mind was drawing blank. So you just said this medication can cause people to be promiscuous? I mean, I still have sexual relations every now and then, but is that necessarily a bad thing? Dr. Chang Lee shrugged his shoulders. I guess it depends on how comfortable you are with how the medication makes you feel. These types of drugs often turn people into compulsive sex addicts and gamblers. They feel like they are losing control. They often end up engaging in very risky sexual behaviors. Even in my age? Yes, even in your age. Wow. Okay, this is a lot. This is just too much. I'm gonna have to talk to my lawyer about all this mess. I understand completely, Miss Washington, but please, in the meantime, please let us run these additional tests. Fine. I had enough and I want to get the hell up out of this office. There's just way too much for my mind to handle. Way too much shit was going on, and now it seemed like the one thing that was for sure going to kill me this whole time was the anxiety and panic. These doctors were straight up reckless. I should have known better and tried to find me a black doctor. Cause these white doctors, I swore, were on a mission to kill us black folk. I agreed to let this damn new doctor run all the necessary tests on me, and I had to stay behind an extra hour or so for them to quickly get the results. And lo and motherfucking behold, I was indeed cancer free. Never even had it from the very beginning. Once I was done, I stormed up out the office and headed back to my car. Inside, I sat in the driver's seat staring at the steering wheel, wondering, who was I? Really? I couldn't believe that the medication could make me the freak I was. Nonetheless, the more I thought about it, the more it all made sense. I started taking that goddamn medication right around the time Clarence was admitted to the long-term nursing after his stroke. This explained so much. I started taking that medicine and I turned into a whole ass sex addict. But truth be told, I loved it. And there are moments I felt out of control, yeah, but baby, I loved it. I absolutely loved all of it. I'll be damned if I was gonna stop taking the medication if it made Verdetta fuck like a beast. This is taking a whole new turn. I'm actually lost for words right now. I'm actually really like flabbergasted because what do you mean pills can make you a sex addict? Like, what do you mean? And it's so crazy because I believe that because when I was growing up, my granny, um, she's a heavier, older, obviously black woman, and my granny never really gets like the real help that she needs at the hospitals just because they just kind of like do this. They're just like, oh, okay, here you go. This is for this for your diabetes, this is for your shakes, this is for your blah blah blah. Like they're always just prescribing her shit. And like I always wondered when I was younger, like why does my granny act like this? Like what is wrong with her? Like am I gonna be like this when I'm older? Like me and my granny been through so much together. Like I was the youngest out of all my cousins and shit. And when I was living with my granny, I would have to like go around Houston with her. So that's really how I learned the city, because my granny would be dealing with some real shady ass people. And when they just kind of turned around and showed their true colors, then like, you know what I'm saying, I would usually be there. And mind you, all the rest of my cousins, like, they could fight. Like, they fight like they fingers is bricks, okay? Individual bricks. Me, I was still young. Like, I learned how to fight and shit, but, like, I've never been in no situation like what my granny had us in at that time. And, like, there's this white woman who swore that my granny was, like, fucking the lady husband, but we literally had nothing to do with the lady or her man. She just saw the first card that was said. I don't know. We were there for a while, and my grandma knew her briefly, but not for real, for real. No, my grandma was not fucking this lady man husband. Okay, this lady was on crack. She was on crack, but she looked like a perfectly well and like regular white woman. So for her to be on crack at the time of night that it was, it made sense. And I didn't know that she was tweaking until she, like, from out of nowhere, pulled out a metal baseball bat and started smashing the window that was in front of me in my granny car. And as this white lady is smashing the window, I'm just thinking to myself, like, do I get out of the car or do I let this lady smash the glass? And my English was really terrible at the time, so my granny had got out the car and she started cussing the lady out. And I'm like, damn, my granny should not be out there. She be taking medication. Little did I know, the medications that they put her ass on made her basically bipolar. And that was probably the first time I seen my granny like actually cuss people out that wasn't our family. And then I get out the car and I grab the lady bat and I'm like doing this. I'm like, back the fuck up, right? No words. I'm like, you want this? You want this? You want this? You finna pay for this window. You want this? You want this? You want this? And yeah, I could definitely say from that day with my granny and me like learning more about her health problems and the medications she takes, that day made me feel like me and my granny was G's. Like we was just two G's riding around in a Lincoln. Lincoln got smashed. I just wanted a piece of candy. She just wanted some weed. Like me and my grandma are really like crazy people together, but it be like that. You feel me? It really be like that. So it's not too crazy that Miss Vendetta got wrongfully prescribed and now she's a fucking sex addict. Oh Lord. But that's low-key the thing though, because like I feel like with black patients, they misdiagnose black folks a lot, and then they have to deal with the aftermath of just like retracting from that, because some prescriptions can make you addicted to shit that you have never been addicted to, can make you infertile, can make you have bipolar symptoms, not make you bipolar but give you bipolar symptoms, which is also for women, especially black women, you can get the symptoms of PCOS. So low-key, Kwame Mills is kind of doing his big one, because like this is like a serious thing in like black community. If you're not black, then now you know that this happens to us a lot, right? Versus like my Jewish homegirls and shit, like their families and shit like work at CVS and like they get everything they need exactly, and they've never had like a health scare or like an accidental prescription prescribed. So I think it's really funny hearing like different stories across the way for like different black folks across America going through somewhat of the same things, same realities of the doctor, which is why I tell y'all I low-key don't go to the doctor. I'm not saying like you shouldn't go to the doctor, but I say I'm not going to the doctor because like I already know what they're gonna give me. Every time I go to the hospital, I've only been once, and that was because, no, twice. One was because I fell out because I was allergic to milk and I passed out. And then the other time I had like a heart attack scare, and because of that, I got to the hospital. They thought that I needed fucking Narcan, and I needed fucking. What else did they give me? They gave me 5 different drugs, and you're not supposed to take 3 of those together. Don't know why they did that. I don't think my heart was giving any ideal of like heart failure. I don't fucking know, bro. But yeah, they had me on 5 different drugs that I was not supposed to fucking be on. So I feel Miss Bernetta, but like for her, now that she's like addicted and she's on these pills and she's a goddamn sex addict, like I don't know what this is gonna look like for her now, because like is she gonna keep asking for those prescribed pills so she can stay a freak? But then I mean she's gonna pass out even more now if she's gonna develop like a little tumor and shit from the pills that she low-key doesn't even need. I don't know. This is becoming a lot. Like actual a lot. Okay, so oh Lord, this chapter is about 5 pages long. Y'all ready? Cause this shit just making me nervous. If I'm being for real. Those are the actual side effects of cram. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I believe it. Like that's fucking crazy. Like oh my god. Like imagine you're like a whole freak for the 2 weeks of antibiotics that you have or something. Like and like you just think you're turning into a fucking freak the whole time. It's chemically induced. Like I feel so bad. He said, in all honesty, I feel like this book actually talks about the theme of addiction and how downward spiral it can get you in bad places. Like this is definitely a spiral for her, because how did she spiral so bad after her husband died to where she is having all these different scares, and then especially dealing with all these men as well? Like not to sound prune or prude or prune, honestly. Both. Um, I like. I wouldn't even want to deal with this when I'm old. When I'm old, I want to deal with like, god damn it, the oven's not hot enough. Like, I don't want to deal with like medical shit or like men. Uh, well, people in general, honestly. Like, that you just want to stop shaking. Now you want to fuck everything. That's fucked. Like that is so fucked. Like I don't even know what I would do about that situation. Like I also too don't know if I would be happy or not. Because it's obviously a problem, right? Okay. Oh, my face is so flat. I look really fucking Asian, bro. Okay. Ready? Chapter 14. It was a sunny yet cold Friday morning. 10 a.m. flashed on my alarm clock on my nightstand. Ever since I had learned that I didn't have cancer and that this medication I had been taking all these years had been messing with my sex drive, I couldn't go anywhere. For the last 3 days, I have been holed up in my house, mainly sleeping in my bed. Although I was so tempted to continue taking this medication, I realized I had to slow my roll. I didn't know what the other side effects might result if I kept taking it, you know? Thank God the tumor turned out not to be cancerous. However, the more I thought about it, the more I realized the doctor was right. I need to think about getting off this medication so it wouldn't cause me to have any other issues. Sade had been blowing up my phone asking me if everything was okay. I told her I was severely under the weather and that I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it to the hospital to be by Alice's side. She told me to make it out to the hospital. She would keep me updated about Alice's conditions. She's still in a coma apparently, but by the grace of God, the doctors has